Hello, this is Dawn of the New Era. And I need to get a phone stand, don't I? Anyhow, I wanted to do my weekly reading, just a brief one, and something that keeps coming up in my radio show is definitely about the divine masculine. And I know we talked a little bit about it last week, but I wanted to, pull some cards and see what's going on with the male realm in general. So, I feel, and I've mentioned this before in other classes and teachings, that I feel very compelled, to support the divine masculine because I can intuitively and just theoretically, I can see what's happening, that there's a lack of tools, there's a lack of support, there's a lack of foundation for them. If you Google divine feminine, you're going to get a ton of information on that. You're going to get ways to nurture yourself. You're going to get empowerment tools. And there is, from a year ago, there has more stuff has come about. But it's still, there's just this underlying, what is going on there? So I pulled some cards about what is going on. And there seems to be an accurate belief system going on for males, and that it has to do with truth, and again, us females, we have been taught, to seek our truth, and we get a lot of support in that. Not so much the male. If you think about a female, like, I want to stay home, or I want to go out to work, or I want to travel, or I'm choosing to unschool my child, whatever it may be. And then in the male realm, not so much. There's not as much support for the stay-at-home father, or just someone who wants to stay at home and be creative, or someone who wants to feel and expand emotionally. As a male, good luck finding the support for that. And it's very odd that I'm being called to read for males, but I just am. So whatever, I'm going to go with it. So truth, what is the truth for men? What is their purpose? And it seems to be confined. And there's an underlying belief system about wealth and providing, and like so we go into like the anthropology behind it, the biology behind it, and we have males, being the providers and the protectors, and we have the females being the nurturers and the receivers. That is the foundation. And so as males are wanting to expand out and balance their divine feminine with their divine masculine, with what could be coming up for you as a male or a female who's working on her masculine side, is this underlying, like, how do I provide? How do I seek my truth? How do I become and do what I came here to do and still provide for myself? Well, with lack of community and the way the Western culture is set up, it is difficult. But what you can do is go to some of the underlying feelings behind what's going on, which are anger, retaliation, jealousy. I mean, there's just pent up fury within the male psyche and the divine masculine psyche, not necessarily just for a man. So what are some of the solutions? Like, what are some of what's going on here? The information that I've received is there's an underlying forgiveness issue, self-forgiveness, guilt, shame, not wanting to identify with something, express yourself, or if you do express yourself, getting shot down with your buddies or your girlfriend or your wife, or if you're a more timid female who's been more internal and then wanting to come out into the world, and someone saying, how dare you change? You've been this Eve energy for so long. So there's this, it's not just forgiveness, it's more an acceptance of who you are, no matter how other people react to it. It might not be a fantastic reaction as you seek your truth, as you open up, as you reveal and explore the real you. It really is about your journey with yourself and finding that intimate love for yourself and that intimate acceptance for yourself no matter what. You don't want people loving you for the fake you. Boo. What a journey. The other theme seems to be, interestingly enough, is for the divine masculine is the cow totem is coming in. Nourishment, abundance, asking, and receiving. And so when I think of knowing when it's time to give, you don't want to give to someone who can really do it for themselves. That's martyring, codependence, all those things. Really giving to someone who actually needs the help. So if you're the savior, look out for that. If you're the martyr, look at your part in that role. And then when to receive. I mean, geez, for me, it's so easy to give. But when it comes to receiving, I'm like, why would I receive? Why do I deserve that? How could I pay you back? Right? And it's a very intricate balance. And I think once we realize we're all one and we're working together as one breath, one unit, one team, that will even out more. And so what can women, how can the divine feminine in you support your divine masculine? And what came in was the owl totem, wisdom, also deception, looking at where you're deceiving yourself, where your community is deceiving you, where you're escaping. Escapism is pretty popular in this culture. To be entertained by our phones, by TV, by our new, watches and different, ways of dipping out, which is fine. It's totally fine to dip out and be entertained, but it has become, if it's becoming a problem to where you don't know what's living in you, you don't know what's going on with you, you might want to take a break and step back because you're deceiving yourself. You're not here just to get through it. Trust me, if you're here just to get through life, get to the end, you're going to come back. And you're going to come back and you're going to do the same things, and you're not really serving your full purpose. The other thing, the earth fairy foundations, grounding, working with that root chakra. And again, it's a balance between your primal needs and then your higher esoteric needs. It's very complex, but yet so simple. That's the ironic part of it. So the energy for this week is really about focusing on, last week it was going internal and this week it's not so internal. Masculine it's external. It's going out into the world. It's doing, it's being in a more authentic way. Don't worry so much about wealth and abundance. I know it's the holidays and that's hard to do, but try not to focus on that. You will be provided for. You will. If you have trust and faith, and if you're focusing on really working on forgiving and tapping into that anger. That anger's there. Anger is there. It just is. You can't deny it. And expressing it, taking it in, it just... Seek your local healer. This is an action time. This isn't a time to meditate with your anger. So seek your local healer. I can help you, acupuncturists, shamanic workers, Reiki, and there's so many different ways to go out. Even traditional therapy, find your community. Divine masculine has lost the sense of community, the supportive community. It's been more a competitive community. Where's the support? Seek and you shall find. And I'll leave you with that for this week. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on Facebook, Dawn of the New Era. Feel free to check out my website, www.dawn-thompson.com. And I'll talk with you next week. Bye.